Okay, let's talk for a little bit about having some water on hand. And you need so much water that it's kind of hard to buy it all at once. So if you're going to buy water, you may want to start early and just hold on to it. But because you need so much, it takes a lot of space. And you can't keep it in the garage. You need to keep it indoors. It can't go out in a shed because of the heat, and we're concerned about the interaction of the heat on the plastic into your water. Now this has been stored for 2 months and it's already starting to get little indentations. I've had these jugs just collapse, and sometimes water leaks out of them, and so that's an expense that you don't need. However, it's the easy way. It's just the expensive way. But you can also save your own jugs, have them cleaned and ready. When you hear something's coming, fill them up with water. This one was just emptied this morning, and I'm going to remove this ring so that there's no residue, and I'm going to clean this jug well. It was rinsed out, so no remaining milk was in the container. Just a little bit of water into this. If it had been sitting and milk had dried or had the opportunity to dry, you need to use a bottle brush and make sure you get it clean. So take this water and soap and shake it up really, really well so that everything is really clean. It might take a little bit longer than I just did, but for the sake of time, I know that you can shake up the water and get it clean, and then pour out into another jug. You might use this to wash your dishes, some other cleaning kinds of things you have to do, because it's really not that dirty. It was already rinsed out. And if you talk to your horticulture agent, there might be a use for some water that has just a little bit of soap in it in your garden. But you need to talk to them as to when and how and why you might use that soapy water. It's just very valuable, and we don't want to waste any of it. It takes a couple rinses to get this out, and so you can see that I'm using quite a bit of water really to clean one jug. So you can also fill your sink and have, just wash them out that way. But I would still put the lid on and shake it up well. When there's no soapy residue left in the water, then you're ready to go to the next step. Or you might want to make sure that it air dries and gets the odors out of it, especially if it's something that, has a strong smell. A good container to use are leftover vinegar containers. As you can see here, I was using a tea container. They all might have aromas that seep into your water. They're not going to cause any problem. So now, let's say the hurricane's coming. This has been set out to air dry, so all the aromas are out of it. I've kept it in a clean, safe place with the lid on it. Make sure you've washed the lid and the outside rings here. And now we're going to sanitize. We're going to create our own sanitizer using chlorine bleach. And I'm not selling any kind of a brand, but it has to be plain chlorine bleach. This chlorine, and I'm not selling this brand, but it comes in a splash list. It means something's been added to it. We don't want to use that to try to sanitize or in our drinking water. If we're going to clean drinking water, we would use chlorine bleach, and also as a sanitizer. They also make it scented. You don't want to use that either. So I have poured some into a measuring cup, and there's about a quart in here. So I'm going to use about a teaspoon per quart. Doesn't take much to sanitize, and more isn't better. For every gallon, you use about a tablespoon. And then we're just going to roll that around in there, get everything covered. Now, rather than throw this out, I can put this into a spray bottle. I can put it into my other bottles that are cleaned and ready to sanitize, but it will only keep its potency for one day. You don't want to keep it under the counter or anything and pull it out and hope that you're sanitizing with it later. So use it up and don't make more than you'll need. So I'm going to put this into my vinegar bottle and sanitize it. The vinegar probably provided some sanitizing properties, but vinegar will not kill everything as much as the chlorine bleach will. And then I'm going to set this over here. It has to be on the surface, just a little bit into the lid. It has to be on the surface for 2 minutes for it to have its sanitizing effect. So after that has been sitting for 2 minutes, then I can add water or let it air dry completely, put it in storage for when the hurricane's on its way. Hopefully this helps you to have enough water on hand when a hurricane's on its way.